Hey everyone, and welcome back to Wrestle News Mania, your one-stop shop for all things WWE. We're looking into the action-packed episode of WWE SmackDown. Before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. You know we've got a lot to cover, and you won't want to miss out. Let's jump into the full recap of the show, and then we'll move on to the up, the down, and the ugly of tonight's SmackDown. United States Championship match, LA Knight versus Andrade. The show kicked off with a bang as LA Knight defended his United States Championship against Andrade. Both men brought their A-game, starting with a respectful handshake, but quickly escalating into a heated contest. Andrade displayed his athleticism early with a top rope moonsault, but Knight held his own, firing back with his signature power moves. The action spilled outside, with both men using the commentary desk as a weapon. At one point, it looked like Andrade had the match won after a devastating feint spinning back elbow, but Knight powered through. After some intense back-and-forth action, LA Knight managed to hit his BFT finisher after a series of missed moves from Andrade, securing the victory and retaining his title. The match had the crowd on their feet and set the tone for an action-packed night. Backstage segments. In the first of many backstage moments, Carmelo Hayes confronted Andrade after his loss, mocking him for failing to capture the U.S. title. What started as a verbal exchange quickly escalated into a brawl, with referees and officials forced to intervene. This heated exchange between Andrade and Hayes promises more to come, possibly a triple threat match involving LA Knight down the line. The champion and the tribal chief go face-to-face, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Next up, we saw an intense confrontation between undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. The two squared off in the middle of the Georgia Tech football field, and the tension was palpable. Reigns claimed the stadium was his turf, while Cody reminded him that his family has bled for the city. The verbal back-and-forth set the stage for their upcoming tag team match at Bad Blood, but more than that, it hinted at the inevitable rematch between the two titans. This segment was full of emotional weight and had fans on the edge of their seats. Giovanni Vinci versus Apollo Crews. In a relatively short match, Giovanni Vinci tried to redeem himself after a quick loss to Apollo Crews last week. However, Vinci's attempt at redemption fell flat, as Crews once again rolled him up for a quick victory. Vinci's post-match attack on Crews only added salt to the wound, and it's hard to see how this benefits Vinci's future prospects on SmackDown. Kevin Owens speaks to the WWE Universe. Kevin Owens came out next, clearly conflicted after watching the earlier Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns segment. However, before Owens could say much, he was interrupted by the Bloodline, led by Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu. They laid Owens out, only for Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa to rush out and make the save. After a chaotic brawl, SmackDown GM Nick Aldis booked a six-man tag match for later in the night. Kevin Owens and Street Profits versus the Bloodline. In the main event, Owens teamed up with the Street Profits to take on Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga from the Bloodline. The baby faces started strong, isolating Loa and working him over with quick tags. However, the tide turned when Fatu entered the match, showing off his incredible athleticism and delivering some brutal moves. The match descended into chaos after the Bloodline used illegal tactics, and although it ended in a no contest, the action after the bell rang was the real story. DIY returned to try and make the save, but the numbers were too much until Cody Rhodes stormed the ring, chair in hand, to clear out the Bloodline. The segment ended with a tense moment between Rhodes and Owens, with Owens ultimately deciding not to attack Rhodes, leaving the crowd wondering what's next. Now that we've recapped the night, let's dive into the up, the down, and the ugly of tonight's SmackDown. The up, LA Knight versus Andrade, United States Championship. This match was the highlight of the night. LA Knight and Andrade put on a hard-hitting, entertaining bout that showcased both men's talents. Knight's victory solidified him as a dominant champion, and Andrade came out looking strong despite the loss. The crowd loved it, and so did we. The champion versus the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes promo. The verbal showdown between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes was nothing short of electrifying. The tension between these two megastars was palpable, and their promo built anticipation for both their upcoming tag match and a potential future rematch. This segment was a masterclass in storytelling. The down, Giovanni Vinci versus Apollo Crews. While it's always great to see Apollo Crews on TV, this match did nothing for either competitor. Vinci losing again makes his recent re-debut look pointless, and Crews' quick win felt hollow. This is the kind of segment that leaves fans wondering what WWE is doing with Vinci. Kevin Owens' segment turned six-man tag. While the Kevin Owens promo was intriguing, The decision to drag it out into a six-man tag felt repetitive. We've seen this setup too often in recent weeks, and while the action was solid, it failed to add anything new to the ongoing storyline between Owens and the Bloodline. The ugly Bloodline interference again. Once again, the Bloodline interfered in a match, continuing a pattern that's starting to wear thin. While it adds to their heel persona, the constant interference is becoming predictable and takes away from the in-ring action. This particular segment felt like more of the same, with little development in the storyline. And there you have it, folks. That wraps up our SmackDown recap and breakdown of the up, the down, and the ugly. What did you think of tonight's show? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wrestle News Mania for more WWE updates and recaps. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next episode of Wrestle News Mania.